Yo, what is good, y'all? It's your boy Raph, and I'm back with another comparable banger video, man. Now, in today's video is going to be a really short and simple shotgun tutorial, bro. We're going to be specifically focusing on the KRM, which will be in the first half of the video, and the R9, which will be in the second half. But they play pretty similar in hand, you know what I mean? I'm going to show you guys my KRM builds that I'm going to be using in the video. This is the standard KRM build that I do be using nowadays. And the other one is the R9, which is this as well. The first portion, before we actually hop to the tutorial of the shotgun, specifically in the KRM and R9, like I said, we will be focusing on settings outside the game that will help you elevate your shotgun skills. So do pay attention to that. Timestamps will be in the description and the pinned comment down below. So do be mindful to that, man. But besides that, I hope you guys do enjoy the tutorial. If you guys do, make sure you drop a like, subscribe if you are new, and let's hop into the video. Now, the first tip of advice I'm going to give you guys, it has to do with your HUD, and we're specifically talking about your joystick. I personally would recommend you guys to play with a smaller joystick. The reason why is because with a smaller joystick, it is just naturally easier for you to trigger walking. Okay, and if you know anything about walking with shotguns and why it's really important, the reason why walking is really important is because it actually cancels your sprint to fire delay. You'll see on the screen right now the difference between when you're walking with the shotgun and when you're sprinting with the shotgun. You know what I mean? The sprint speed is at 85, and I do have the joystick size itself at 60, so it's pretty small. And I'll be showing you guys a secret tip that I personally like to do when I'm actually using shotguns in the KRM part of the video. So do stay tuned for that. Now, the second tip of advice you guys need to understand is going to be about your sensitivity, and we're specifically talking about your standard sensitivity. Now, I am on 60 FOV and 0 FPP FOV, and a little side note, 0 FPP FOV, when combined with an FOV lower than 60 FOV, okay, makes it feel as if you are actually playing sync FOV. You know what I mean? And not to mention, I discovered that 0 FOV in general actually makes it a lot more easier for you to use shotguns. It's really good, especially when you combine it with the R9, because the gun's actually closer to your character, which makes it easier for you. It just basically synchronizes the ADS animation. You know what I mean? But besides that, the biggest tip of advice will be your standard sensitivity. Now, whether you're fixed speed or speed excel, it doesn't matter. Pay attention to this. This is how I personally built my sensitivity. Okay, we're gonna look at this little black spot on the doorway, and we're gonna look at this little red sign. Now, clearly it is a 180-degree turn. With one stride, meaning your finger stays on the screen for one swipe, slowly, okay, if you're a speed excel player, not fast, but slowly, you need to be able to do one slow turn, 180-degree turn, okay, back and forth. If you're able to do this, and everybody's hands is different, so it will depend on your motion of range as a person and your fingers, but try your best to find your comfortable sensitivity for that. Okay, a 180-degree turn is very important for shotgunning, especially hip firing, and if it's at a fixed rate, whether you're speed excel or fixed speed, it doesn't matter, your hip fire actually will be really good. I want to fix your sensitivity a little bit more. ADS, from the black little window all the way to this green car over here. Make it so that you're able to ADS with one stride, a 90-degree turn. Okay, if you're able to do a 90-degree turn and a 180-degree turn, hip fire and ADS, your sensitivity will be a lot more better. I promise you that. Now, talking about the joystick, like I said, a smaller joystick just allows you to walk backwards a lot more easier compared to a very big joystick. You know what I mean? It's just generally a lot more easier to walk backwards with a smaller joystick. I've been playing on 65 or 60 for my joystick for a long time, you know what I mean? So you just have to find your comfortable state. You know what I mean? But like I said, this is the other tip of advice I will advise to you guys. You know what I mean? When you're trying to cancel a sprint to fire delay, and the reason why it's really important, like I said, is because if you don't cancel a sprint to fire, look how long it's going to take for you to shoot your gun. You know, there's a very big delay. Whereas if you actually do end up triggering the walk and you cancel it, you insta shoot. Okay, so that's really important when you're trying to use KRM, and especially on KRM. It's not as prominent on the R9 because R9 is more ADS, but with KRM, this is the most important factor you need to take into account. Now, the way you cancel your joystick or cancel your sprint, you just literally you don't have to literally walk backwards, but just find a way to trigger the walking animation. Because when you're walking, or if you're strafing, or even moving backwards, as long as you're not sprinting, you will no longer feel the sprint to fire delay. Now, this is where the secret is. You know what I mean? Something I discovered in early 2024, which made me a really good shotgun player in COD Mobile, was instead of pulling my joystick all the way back, I would actually hit the left. And I felt like, for me at least, it's a lot more easier for me to cancel my sprint to fire delay when I strafe my joystick to the left. It's just the way that the thumb is in general, the way your thumbs are, you know what I mean, for me at least. It's a lot more easier for me to strafe to the left, like hit my joystick over in this area rather than going like this, you know what I mean. Sometimes I'll just nonchalantly go like this, but for the most part I'm usually hitting a left strafe. Either way, just find a way to cancel your sprint to fire. Another tip of advice for the KRM is try your best, and just with shotguns in general, you need to have a custom crosshair to be more consistent with it. I personally recommend to have a crosshair. If you have a gaming phone, you will be able to have a built-in crosshair, but to all the people who don't have gaming phones, it's okay. Go to your settings, you know what I mean, and go to your HUD. And over here, I'm currently using the settings button because the sprint man, or the sprint icon, does not show in training group. But whatever it is, whatever you can do, find something that you can use as a crosshair, you know what I mean, and it'll just basically help you with precision. Okay, it's very, very important to have a crosshair because it just makes things easier for the KRM in general, you know what I mean, and just shotgunning and just aim in general. Crosshair placement is very, very simple. That's all I really have to advise for you guys with the KRM. Once again, just find a way to cancel your sprint to fire. Try not to ADS too much because KRM is a hip fire shotgun, it's not an ADS shotgun. And have a crosshair. Really, that's all it is, you know what I mean. Now for the R9 is a little bit more it's a little bit more interesting. You know, this one kind of goes through the same fundamentals as the KRM, as in terms of pulling your joystick backwards, you know what I mean. Like I said, pay attention to where I'm strafing. I'm not strafing all the way back, but I'm more so hitting a left strafe with my my joystick. It just makes it so that I'm able to actually move backwards a lot more easier. Okay, so if you want to play aggro with R9, just remember it is very inconsistent when it comes to its damage, which is why it's a 2-burst shotgun. And it's not like the KRM where you can just get an easy 1-tap all the time. Okay, so just remember, when you're playing aggressive, if you want to play like me and you just run at people, make sure you always pull back your joystick or find a way to cancel the sprint, because the sprint to fire delay on this gun is really bad. It's just as bad as like a Tundra, a sniper, man, you know what I mean. It's really slow. So just remember, same fundamentals as KRM. Try to pull your joystick backwards, whatever's comfortable for you. Now the second tip of advice with R9, you want to ADS a lot more and make sure you don't rush your shots. This is the same thing with KRM and just slow shooting and just guns with high fire intervals in general. You don't want to rush your shots. You want to make sure that you have your crosshair on the enemy and don't just rush your shots, you know what I mean, because it takes a lot of time to go from these 2 shots to chamber and then shoot again, especially in this meta where guns just kill really fast. Just remember, don't rush your shots. Use the build that I'm showing on the screen right now. It's basically an ADS based R9, or it's an ADS focused R9 build. Okay, it's really overpowered if you can land both the consecutive shots on your opponents, you know what I mean. Don't be afraid to, by the way, tap fire. You don't always have to tap and hold the shoot button, or yeah, just tap and hold the shoot button. Sometimes you can just go like boom boom and just tap fire. If you don't feel confident when you're doing a lot of movement and you're slide picking somebody, like sometimes when I'm doing a lot of movement, I'll actually opt for actually tap firing instead of tapping and holding, you know what I mean, so you can get multiple kills at once and you can guarantee that your aim is on the opponents and you can get the kill. Okay, so just don't be afraid to tap fire. You don't have to tap and hold all the time. Hip firing is not really optimal, red laser or not. It doesn't matter if you're using a hip fire focused build. This gun is not really meant for hip firing. It's the second worst shotgun in the game for hip firing, you know what I mean. So the only times I'll advise for you to hip fire is if you have 2 bursts in the chamber or 2 shots in your chamber, you know what I mean, and you're like barrel stuffing somebody. Okay, besides that, try your best to always ADS, you know what I mean, always. Combining this gun with the 0 FOV, which I had talked about earlier in the video, which I highly do recommend you guys to try for at least a week, it will make the R9 a lot more easier. Some of you guys are probably wondering, you know, why is your aim so good with R9? Well, the truth is, I've been using this gun for about 2 years now, or about 1.5 years actually, and especially 0 FOV just helps a lot with the R9, you know what I mean, and just getting your sense down. Okay, like I said earlier, if you have trouble with your ADS sense and your hip fire sense, the tip of advice: make sure 180-degree turn from this one all the way here, and 90-degree turn from ADS from here to the green car. Okay, that's all advice for you guys. That is really with the R9, man, and shotgun tips in general. It might be a little disappointing video, but I'll be honest, guys, being good with shotgun just depends on you and how much you use the gun. I've been using the gun for a long time and I practice every single day for about 8 to 10 hours with the exact same guns over and over. So my skill with shotguns will obviously be really good. Okay, but for you guys, you know what I mean, take these tips of advice and understand them, and you should be straight. You know what I mean? It should be pretty easy for you guys to learn in under a week. Okay, if you guys have any questions, please comment them down below in the comment section. If you guys have any criticism, let me know. Besides that though, I appreciate you guys for tuning into the shotgun tutorial. Like I said, very short video, but it's very straightforward. Don't want to waste y'all's time. So besides that, I'll catch you guys in the next video, man. I love you guys. Thank you guys once again for 10,000 subscribers. Stay tuned to the next video. It will be a sensitivity video and a sensitivity tutorial and how I found my sense to do. So do stay tuned for that video. Besides that, I will catch you guys in the next video, man. Take care. Love y'all and peace out, y'all.